Well, I guess I should have hit record before I started talking, but here we go again. So today we're going to be covering Gmail, and because, since everybody should be using a Gmail for their MoxiEngage account with their Moxie tools, so we're going to get right into it. So give me 1 second. I am going to share my screen and move all these other windows out of the way. And make sure I got the right screen because I got a funny feeling I am sharing
No, I see your email.
the wrong screen. No, what do you see on your screen right now?
I see a Gmail account with I think like looks like a task manager on the side.
So you see my Gmail, not my Google Calendar?
Yeah, I see your Gmail.
Got it. Okay, we're on the right account then.
Okay.
You see it scrolling up and down?
Yes.
Okay, got it. I want to make sure. Okay, so this is your Gmail calendar. Okay, this is one part. This is where most people go in, and depending on how they have it set up, they usually will check an email, of course, and then, of course, they're going to go in and reply back to an email. But if we look on the top left-hand corner, there's a little triple bar like a hamburger menu, and what that does is it allow you to close your window if all you want to do is see your inbox because you're on your primary inbox. Besides mail, you also have an option to chat. So you could actually have a chat conversation with another person if you wanted to do that. So basically, it's really easy. You just hit the anecdote button if you want to anecdote. But in new chat, I can say, hey, I need to chat with Mitz Matsunami and start a chat. Well, what's going to happen is Mitz is logged into his Gmail account. He's going to get a little pop-up that's going to ask him if he wants to start a chat. So we'll wait and see if Mitz can get into his Gmail, or if he's looking, most likely he is, and see if he sees that. And then
Yeah,
he can actually, I'm sorry?
I actually correspond with Laura that way from the front desk.
Right. So this is actually really cool because you can have it open and go back and forth. Instead of somebody texting you back and forth, you just open up a chat and then have a chat conversation, a group chat conversation, which is actually neat. Then, of course, you got Meet, where this is where you would schedule a Google Meet. Instead of doing a Zoom, you schedule a Google Meet and you can meet a client, schedule an appointment with a client without having to use Zoom. Now, the one thing with Google Meet, I will tell you, if you're thinking about using that with a client or somebody without going into Zoom and doing it, schedule a meeting with you and maybe a coworker or somebody else in your office if two of you want to be able to use is meet and practice. Because the last thing you want to do is schedule a meet with a client and you're not familiar how to use it. So just practice. So pretty neat. On with your Gmail account, you get your Gmail, you get your chat, and you got your meet, which is actually pretty neat. Now, if we look on the far right-hand corner, if you notice there's a little sidebar all the way on the far right-hand side. It says calendar, I have, is keep, tasks, contacts, and then you can add other apps that you want to show in there. So let's say I'm looking at, Canva,
Oh.
install it. What it's going to do is just connect it to this account, and it's going to basically add the Canva shortcut to my side window right on the far right hand side. So we're going to let it do what it does and hit done. And come on, and then close out. So now if you notice, Canva is installed right there on the sidebar. So from my Gmail account, I can just click on Canva. Something went wrong. So there's probably an error going on. But we will see. Technically, once it's working, you should be able to click on that and access it. But at the moment, for some reason, there's something going on, so I am going to leave that
Uh,
alone.
I
The
think
main
there's an
thing,
internet outage back east somewhere because
yeah, I know. I mean, I saw the news last night and this
okay.
morning too. But the main ones is your Gmail, you should always have, which is your Gmail calendar. So in a quick note, I can open up the calendar icon and I can go through each day, see what's going on while I'm reading my emails, and go in here and schedule an appointment if I want, which helps you become very productive. So it's really cool what you can do here, and you open up this new tab, and it'll actually open up your full calendar if you wanted to do that. And then you have three dots. It says, hey, show me the day or show me the schedule. And then you can see it in the schedule view. The schedule view is basically showing the appointments that you have scheduled on your calendar, not your free time. So it's only showing you that way. Some people may like that, says, you know what, let me go to today. Okay, those two morning ones are gone. Next thing you know, we got 9 to 10. Then the L10 coming in at 2:30, which I'm not a part of. So technically, I have free time between 10 and 4. Some people like to look at the calendar with all the agendas. This is where you would look at that way. Or you can say, you know what, let me just look at the day and I'll figure out what's open and what do I need to fill in. It's actually pretty neat. So I use this view all the time because it's easy for me. If I'm talking to somebody who says, yeah, I'm free at 1 o'clock, I can reply back to Tim and says, hey, Tim, I'm free at 1 o'clock. Please give me a call. Or let's schedule a meeting because I can see all my open spots while I'm still in my email without getting out of the application. One of the ones here, right underneath the calendar, if that's how you have it set, is called Keep. Now, I'm not sure how many of you understand what Keep is. It's a new program that started a little while ago, about a little over a year ago, that most people don't even know it exists. And basically, it's called Keep Notes. You can actually create a note, and it keeps it in your Google account. See, here's notes. I can go through and check some of them off that they're already done on onboarding, but these are notes that you can go back and says, you know what, everything in one place, keep all your notes in one place. So you can actually create a note and put all the information that you want here. Test note. And so now I got a little note for myself in my calendar. I mean, in my Gmail. So it's kind of cool that if I go to keep, it says, okay, I got this. I got to call Tim. Okay, great. I can pin it because I want it to stay right in the top. Everything else will go down. Go to Windale location at 3 p.m. for fiber install. Okay, well, that one was done. So let me delete it. If this one was done, I can archive it, open it in Keep, or just delete it. The same thing here. If I want to open it in Keep, you put it here, right here. So if you click that, if you notice at the top, it says keep.google.com. This is your Keep account, and this is my Keep account for my Gmail account, C21 Tech Manager. So in here is all my notes. It's a lot of you that have notes all over the place. Trust me, I've seen some of these desks. Most of you guys have these all over the place, stickies everywhere. And sometimes I've got even agents that keep notes on their phone as a contact. I'm like, what are you doing? Or they'll create a contact and call it their email address is their name because they want to remember the password to their account as a contact, which is the dumbest thing you can do when you have passwords that comes with iCloud and Apple that you can just put it in there, which is secure with your Face ID. So Keep is really cool because you can actually just keep notes. Reminders, if you have any, you can check it off here. Dismiss notifications, you can review them. If anything's happening, if you have specific reminders on your phone. If it's personal related, there's notes in here. If it's work related, you can do it in here. You can edit labels. You can create new labels. So I can do Century 21 and have labels and keep notes under Century 21 and add notes in there.
You can add photos?
I'm sorry?
You can add photos?
Under like Century 21, I
Oh
can
yeah,
go
you can.
to
Oh man.
get a new list. I'm going to take a note, but see, I can say test note. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to go to photo and let me see, just pick, I don't know, that thing. So now I got a picture that I
Nice.
added, uploaded. You can do background options. Remind me because it's for tomorrow or pick a date. So I'm gonna say remind me on the 21st at 1 o'clock and don't repeat, say. So I'm adding a reminder for myself regarding this note. I am going to also add a collaborator, which is Mitz, save. So Mitz is collaborated on this note. Kind of
Wow.
cool. Then you got, okay, add an image. We already did added a collaborator. Archive it. We don't want to do that. And under more, delete the note, change the label, add a drawing. Okay, I can add a drawing. I can make a copy. I can show checkboxes. So now I can create a list in my notes that are checkboxes. So as you get them done, um, let me just make a list. Test 3. These are just my checklist. Um, Grab image text. So if there's any text on this picture, it'll grab it. So when you do that, it's going to go through and grab any text that's in there, copy to Google Docs. So let's say I got this. There it is. Under
That's cool.
Century 21, now I can check off 1, it's gone. I can check off number 3 that I've done, but I could still go back to here and refresh my screen to keep. See, it's here. Now I can check off 2, list. Now they're all complete. It's kind of cool that you have notes, which is called keep, and you can add checklists to remind yourself, I need to do this and this, but it's sitting right here, right there. It's right there. Once you're done, you just hit done. And then you can like, okay, this one is done, so let me delete it. And it'll delete it out of your account. Notes move to trash. So keep is actually really cool. If you're looking for a place to keep your notes, take a look at doing it because not, most of us real estate agents, we're always on our Gmail account. We're checking our Gmails all the time. We're on it for contracts, addendums, whatever we do for work. And then you can also keep all your notes in one place. Plus, you got your calendar in one place that you can make sure. And especially this calendar, which is your primary calendar, is the one that syncs to MoxiEngage. So you know that if there's any events happening on Engage, that you don't overbook your personal appointment and schedule something. So it helps you do that. Then you got task. If you notice here, the next one down is task. You can actually create a task. So test tasks.
Oh,
You
nice.
can put all the details in here. You just start typing whatever you want. Whatever you want to do. If you notice, mine's got a bunch of customers in here that I deal with. And if I wanted to schedule it, a task for Wednesday at 11 a.m. I don't want it to repeat, hit done. So I know that this task, I need to get it done by 11 o'clock on Wednesday. Hopefully that makes sense. Then I can rearrange it depending on how I want it in the order. But then also you got the 3 dots that says, can you add a subtask to that? A task under a task. I can do that. So I can create tasks and add tasks under it. But it's all right there, right where your Gmail account is, you can see it. So besides my order, date, remind list, print list, and keyboards and shortcuts, that's the overall. You can say, hey, I need to print this list. If you notice, here's my task list. I can actually print it out. And then some people may say, you know what, I created my task for the whole week. Let me print this thing out. And then as I go through it, I'll just check it off, then go back to my calendar and check, 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 depending on how you want to do it. But it's a lot easier to keep your notes in one place, create your task lists in your Gmail account, and not have to deal with all of this stuff that most of you guys have notes everywhere. So if I go back to task here, see, that's the one. So I can go to this one, says, you know what, delete it. Or I could have assigned it to another group. And then, of course, the next one down is your contacts. This is where all your contacts are sitting. That's synced to your Google Contacts. So that's this part right here in here. So now the other thing I want to show you is if you look at your email. So I got an email from Bill, Wednesday, 11 o'clock. Bill's doing training on Wednesday at 11. I didn't know that. Okay, see attached. So I guess, Mitch, you and I are going to be Vanna White for that 11 o'clock training. But let's say that I want to be reminded. So of course, Bill's got 11 o'clock training on see attached property sales and repair issues. So a cool thing is I can go to the calendar here, go to Wednesday, Visalia training, edit, training with Bill Hill, Zoom, and that's the title. And it's going to be on the company Zoom. So I don't have that link, but I'll go back and add it, 11 to 12, and we're going to save this event. Okay. And so that is done. It's here. I just got to put the Zoom ID. But if I go back here, and let's say this is Leslie, who's our city manager. So let's say Leslie sent me an email and said, you know what? I don't have time to open this, but if I can schedule it to come back later, I won't forget because it's important, but I don't want this to confuse the living crap out of me. Excuse my language. What you can do is if you hover over your email, if you notice to the far right, it says archive it, trash it. So this is if you know it's spam, junk, just hit the trash button. Mark it red. So if I do that, now it's marked red, so it's not going to show as an unread message. Or I can go back and say, you know what, I read it, but I need to mark it unread. This way, maybe it stays front of mind. But most people never pay attention to the snooze button. Have you ever seen the snooze button, Mitz?
Nope.
Okay, so the snooze button, what it allows me to do is for Leslie any email, I could say snooze it and says, okay, what would you like to do? I can tell it that, you know what, tomorrow, you know what, come back, date. So let's say today, I got a lot of things going on right now, but I want her email to be front of mind at 11, no, 1 p.m. Does that make sense?
Yep.
1 p.m. All I do is hit save. Her email's gone. What's going to happen is her email will come back in my inbox as a brand new email at 1 o'clock today. I told it, I want this email to snooze. I don't have time to look at it right now. It's important. Come back in 3 hours, 4 hours, or you know what? Show me this email tomorrow morning at 7. So when you come in and check your emails first thing in the morning, that email will look like it's a brand new email coming in. I do that a lot when I have emails coming in, like, man, I don't have time for this. You know what? Let me snooze this for 5 o'clock tonight, because then when I get home, maybe it's a client that's looking for a website like Tim. He reached out, so I got to schedule an appointment to talk to him on my lunch, and then talk to him tonight because he's in Louisiana. So I would typically, I sent him an email yesterday, snooze him till probably 4 o'clock tonight. So once I get home, I can remember, because if not, I get a bunch of other emails and it's going to get lost. That button is so freaking helpful to snooze an email, or like, you know what, I don't have time to look at it today, but it's important, but come back Wednesday because that's the same day that I have that appointment at 3, but I want this email to pop up to remind me. So it's actually a really cool feature. Now, the other thing that you have is, let's say you opened an email and you are going to reply back to an email. Of course, you got all of this, how you can format the text, write indent, you can add bulleted list, you can add a quotation mark, all of that stuff. Hopefully, most of you guys are using it. Most likely, most of you guys are not using it. So it's actually pretty cool. What you can do is almost like a Word, but it's not. But then down here, you can say, okay, what kind of formatting do I want to do? That's your formatting button. Right here, it says, help me write. So I can say, I can click in here and it says, add your perspective to this discussion. So you type in your perspective, or keep convo, or thanks for helping out, whatever, and it'll actually help you write regarding that email. So please, I say, thank you for scheduling the training for Wednesday. And create. So I'm going to wait. So it says, hi, Bill. Thank you for scheduling a training session for Wednesday at 11 o'clock on Zoom. We appreciate you taking the time for this together. to put this together. We look forward to the discussion on the issues impacting current escrows. Thank you, Bob. That is pretty powerful. If you guys are not understanding what it does to do that, and then you can rate this. I like, you know what? That's a thumbs up. I like it. And insert it. Once I insert it, now that's in your email. So when you get an email from somebody, you're not sure how to reply back, tell it, hey, help me write. And it's going to help you write. It's actually pretty cool, guys. You don't understand. There's so much technology in your Gmail account that most of you open up your email and reply. Okay, help me write. Super important. Attach a file. We already know how to attach a file. Most of you don't ever insert a link. So link is really easy to do. Visit my website today. All you do is highlight it, take the verbiage you want to highlight, hit the link button, and tell it I want it to go to jordanlink.com if that's where I want it to go. So now it automatically added a link. We appreciate you. So somewhere in this email, maybe there's a button that says, contact me. Then you highlight it and you put a link to your contact page on your website. Or if you're talking about a specific topic or a subject, put a link to that resource somewhere. It actually makes you seem very, very credible in your email because you're providing resources. So that's a link. Then you can insert an emoji, of course. So thank you. There's an emoji, no big deal. I can insert files using Google Drive. So if I have a file, I can click on it and say, what's new in Gmail? I'm going to select that one and add a link. There it is, a link to that document that I created last night. I was going to use it, but then it was going in the right field and left field. I'm like, okay, this is not working out to me. But I just wanted to show you, you can, if you have documents that you should have in your Google Drive, it's so easy to attach. Boom, there it is. Picture, this is where you would just insert a photo. So if you have one, if not, you upload it or give it the URL to where that image is located, and it'll actually add it into your email account. Now, here, this is where you insert a signature. So let's say I'm at the bottom of this email. There's nothing here underneath. I can say insert C21 signature because I have that signature in I created it through 21 Online and it's added to my account. And then basically that will add that signature here when I reply back. Okay. Then the other thing that I skipped over is I need to get rid of this one, add design to email. This one. How many of you guys have used the toggle confidential mode?
Never.
Anybody online? Anybody? You're gonna have to keep an eye on the chat because I can't even find my chat window.
I've got an eye on it.
Yeah, have you ever used that mode?
Not me.
Okay, so the way it works is actually pretty cool because if somebody gets into your email account, they can't open your email. They can't see the content. So watch. So this is me at C21 Tech Manager, and I am going to hit confidential mode. It says, okay, this will expire in 1 day. That means if Mitz doesn't see it by Tuesday right now, it's gone. You with me so far?
Wow.
Confidential mode. So I can send information to, let's say, Cindy or Brad, and hey, here's this, what you were looking for. Put it in confidential mode. Only Brad's going to be able to open it. Even if somebody's got his computer, it doesn't matter because what's going to happen is I'm going to set up SMS passcode.
Wow.
Does that make sense? No passcode requires, all passcodes are generated by Google. I am going to set up an SMS passcode. It expires in 1 day. You guys with me so far?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to hit save. There it is. So I can go back and edit it. And you know what? Let's just pick a week. It's got a week to do it. Recipient won't have the option to forward, copy, print, or download this email. So when I send this, the recipient cannot forward it, copy it, print it, or download it. Talk about security in 2025. Okay, so this is going to go save. And I am going to send this to myself, to my personal email. and here, and we are going to send. Now, it says the documents. Of course, I added documents, so I'm just going to tell it that they can just view and anybody to view the document. And then what I'm going to do, because I had it that Google Drive document, that's why it asked me, who can see this document? Make sense?
Yes.
Here, I'm going to put in Bob's email. I mean, his cell phone number. So it admits if I was sending this to you confidentially, I would put your cell phone number. Because
Okay.
guess what? You're the only one that has access to your own cell phone. So even if your email got hacked, guess what? They can't see the email. They can't
Wow,
see the
that's
content. So watch,
cool.
I'm going to send this and it's sent. So this was the email that we have. And I am going to open up my personal email. And we are going to wait a second. Google security. Yep, that was me. So no big deal. There's a training reminder. I don't really care about that one. Okay, so we are waiting for a second. Make sure it's not gone into any one of these. No. Okay.
So really good for like saving bank statements, sharing passwords or anything like that.
So here's that email that I sent, right? That I put in as confidential. When I click here and open that email, it says this, nothing about the
Cool.
email, no header, no subject line,
Wow.
nothing about what I put on that email. So it's 100% confidential until I say, send me a code, which will go to my cell phone, um,
Wow,
which
that's pretty
right
cool.
here, I got a code, and right here, because I'm using my phone as my camera, so that's a little hard. I am going to paste that code here and then submit.
And Google provides that authentication? That's cool.
So now, see, I put in the code. Now I can see that email. So if you're looking to say, and even include the attachment. So if you're sending stuff to family members, friends, or clients that says, you know what, there's certain things I should be sending in confidential mode. And it's as simple as the customer put in their email, I mean their cell phone number to send a code, getting the code, putting it into this, and now they can open up the email and look at it. Until then, nobody can see anything. So if you worried about somebody looking at that email, and then of course once you read it, content, I've already told it expires in a week. That this content will disappear in a week. So it's something that I don't want it there. You do not have the option to forward, copy, print, or download this email. So if I was to go here and say, see, no forwarding, print, it only shows me that,
That's cool.
which was where it asked me to put the code. See, view this email. It will not show me the content. When I go to print, it only shows me that. So you can't do anything with it. It's secure, which is that somebody can't forward it to somebody else. It's actually pretty cool. I mean, it's just one of those unused things because sometimes you may be sending a document or something or a statement or something like, you know what? Let me just send this confidential. Why do I want my account get hacked and something goes wrong? But at least you know the option is available when you send an email. Like I said, you do not have the option to forward, copy, print, or download. So if you notice here, there's no option to download. Nowhere. No option to forward this email anywhere. Only reply to Bob because he's the one that sent it. So it cannot be sent to somebody else. And like I said, to print it, it only shows you where you would typically have that, where it's private. That is really cool, guys. Um, but I wanted you to see that you can actually do that when you open up an email. So that was, let me reply back. So that is all of these buttons here. Actually pretty cool. And then if you see there's three dots, it says, do you want to type everything in plain text? Do you want to print it? Do you want to spell check? And there's templates. So I am going to go to my Gmail account, which is, and I'm going to delete this email, compose a new one. So let's say I have a blank email. With me so far, Mitz?
Yep.
Got a brand new hire. I need to send him an email. Okay. I can go here to templates, say welcome to Century 21 that I created a template and dropped everything in it. So now, so when we recruit or hire new agents, like Nicholas, and some of the other ones, all I do is put in here, I just replace his first name, last name, get this email set up, and then you could actually write an entire email and save it as a template that you can use it whenever you want. Especially if you're trying to prospect or go after particular properties, but you don't not going to go through Engage. But it's like I don't want to keep rewriting this letter over and over and over in an email. This is how you would do it. So, how do you create a template? So, we're going to go to this little cogwheel. This is where all your settings are. So we're going to backtrack a second. This is settings. This is where you can decide that if I have my inbox, I want it apps in Gmail. I want chat and meet, which you see chat and meet on the left-hand side. You can actually hit customize and decide, you know what, I don't want chat and I don't use meet, so get done. And if I hit reload, the chat and meet will disappear off the left-hand side. See, it's not there. It doesn't show that extra box because you didn't select it. Some of you may not want it, so you know what, just go in there, unselect it, and then get it out of there. But I want to keep mine in there just for training. So we're going to hit done, reload, and it'll show up right here. Okay, so we got that. Now, if you notice here, the option, you have a default view where it'll show your files, what they are, Ronald, community action, etc. You can do a comfortable view where it shows it this way, but it still shows you there's an attachment. There's a paper clip, if you notice. And then if you notice on this one, Bob Nelson, there's a calendar, this one right here. If I let go, there's a calendar because he asked to schedule something. So it's letting you know there's a calendar. If I open his, it's me replying to a calendar appointment, or there's paper clips that show you right here. Then you can go to compact and shrink it down more. All depends on how you want to look at your emails. Then you can also say, well, if I do that, but I want to see everything that I've marked important first. It'll rearrange your emails so everything that you tagged important. Or I want to show all my unread emails first. I can go through them, get rid of them, and then show my regular emails. Or every email that I've put a star to, I want them first and then everything else to show. All depends on how you want to filter your emails. We're going to go back to default. Okay, and we're going to go back to comfortable view, which I like. Okay, and then if you go further down, do you want a split? Do you want a right split? So if I pick an email, it'll show me the conversation on the right, and I can just keep going through and like, okay, and look at it. Or do you want it below? So if I pick a conversation, it's going to show at the bottom. I can drag this over. And so now, whatever emails I open, it's going to show me a preview down here. It only depends on how somebody's more comfortable using it. I don't like it this way. I just like the normal view. Some of you may like it with the preview on the right. So you know what? That makes it so much easier. That is all going to be up to you. This last thing you want, I like a conversational mode because if you notice where I look at Gus right here, who's an agent in Hanford, there's an 11. That means there's an 11 conversations been him and I where we replied back and forth. It's showing that because I have conversation mode turned on. If I uncheck it, I don't want to do that. Uncheck it, it's going to show me as 11 different emails. I want to see the conversation. Now, some of you may be saying, well, sometimes, Bob, my conversations get long and I get confused. I said, well, yeah, once I know that conversation gets to a certain point, you know what I do? I just shoot them a brand new email. Say, hey guys, you know what? The last email is getting a little long, so I'm just sending you a brand new email. And then I just send him a new email, so I don't have to worry about that other one where sometimes you can get lost trying to scroll through. If that doesn't work, but you still want to keep it conversational, just shoot him a brand new email. Hey, just sending you a brand new email. and send it out. So that's what this section is right here. If you go to see all settings, this is your settings. Your general tab is right here. This is where you decide what language, input, how do I right to left editing support, maximum conversations per page, how much do I want it to show, how long do I have before, if I send an email and I want to cancel it from going out because I accidentally sent it, how long do I have? So a lot of times when I send you guys an email, it's like, Bob, I ain't got it yet. I'll be like, it's coming because I have set mine to 30 seconds. I hit send, it's gonna wait 30 seconds before it sends it, just in case, like, God, no, I need to undo that. So send it to myself. Yeah, send it here. Test email. I'm just gonna write anything. I'm gonna hit send. If you notice right here, it says message sent, undo. It'll give me 30 seconds. I can hit undo and it will not send it. I can go back here, finish writing the email or trash it before it actually sends. So you actually can set the time if you wanted to do undo from anywhere from 5 to 30 seconds. Now, but once that little box that says undo goes away, that email's gone. There's nothing you can do. Some of you are very trigger happy. You may decide, you know what, please give me about 20 seconds just in case. You know what, I forgot to include this. You can hit undo, finish it off, send it. This is where you would do that. And then of course, autocorrect on, smart compose on, all of this. Down at the bottom is where you would actually add your email signature down here. And of course, I want my email signature in both. But when we were looking at templates, and there's a million things in here. Let me go back to here. This is where your labels that you're creating, that you've created, are all in here. This is your inbox. Most of you may not have all of these categories opened. I would select them all. It basically helps filter all your emails, whether they're Google Groups related, update related, social, promotion, or regular inbox. If you're importing, if you're filtering, but the one I want to talk about all the way is advanced, right here. Boom. If you go to advanced, you could decide that if I read an email and delete it, automatically open up the next one. Because you're going through your emails, like, you know what, I deleted it, and I got to go back to my inbox, look at the next. Auto advance, it automatically advances the next email. You're like, okay, read, delete, whatever you want to do. You can enable it. I'm going to leave it alone. This is where you turn on templates, right here. Enable that right there. So once you enable that, do you see that option on your screen, Mitz?
I'm not there, but yeah, I do see it.
Okay, so that's where you would open it, and then this is how it works. So let's say inbox, I'm going to write a new email. This is in here. I'm going to take this footer out because I need a blank email. And I am going to just insert something. So let's say this is the email that I just wrote. So remember, you can highlight and put a link. So that's what I did here. Global group, I inserted the Facebook group, etc. You write all this email how you want, select agents, okay, bold you. You write this up. You write an entire email. You don't put the recipient, you don't put your footer. You just put the email. Dear, sincerely, and that's it. You write everything out that you would want, that you would typically email to a customer. You want it. You don't want the recipient in there. You just want the header, the content, delete your footer. You guys with me so far?
Yep.
Okay. Then you go to here, more, to templates. Okay. Then you would go to, see where it says all of these in here? But see, if I scroll down, I have a whole bunch. You go right here. So I got this as a template. I am going to go to save draft as a template.
Okay.
And I can go new, or I can hit welcome and it'll replace the welcome email.
Hmm.
So if this template that I have, if I modified it, I can hit that. Would you like to override it? Yes, because maybe I made edits and changes to this layout. I can edit it and save it as a brand new template, which is actually pretty cool. If it's a brand new one, you would go here. The reason I have to scroll because I have so many, save here, save as a new, and I could save it as a new. Welcome to Century 21.
It's pretty cool.
Save. So now that template is sitting here. See, new agent. So now whenever you write an email, you just basically select the template you want. So I'm going to come back in here, erase all this out. I'm going to come in here. I am going to go to template, select new because there's an NE, which I did. There it is. And perfect. Then I'm going to go to my signature, insert the Century 21. There you are. Put in Mitch Matsunami and hit send.
Cool.
That is so neat. So if you have specific emails, like, you know what, I have emails that I write to potential for sale by owner or potential this, whatever it is, write the email, leave the put the subject in, and then you don't have to retype it or copy and paste. You just insert the template. It's actually pretty cool how you can do that. Um, okay, what else is there? Question, Mitch, do we have any questions?
Um, there was one question where they asked that they didn't have a particular, I'm not, I asked which one it was. Let's see how far back that was. A
I'm
keeper
trying to find
class,
my Zoom, so I can't find it.
respond. Oh, to respond to the email using AI. That's what they were asking about.
What about it?
They said they didn't have that option on their Gmail. So you want to maybe go step through it real quick?
So if you write any, okay, so let me go back to Bill's email.
Okay.
I'm going to do a reply. This little box right here,
hmm
they don't have that.
Florinda, if you want to shoot us a text,
Help
she's
me write.
yes, she says that's yeah what she's looking for. You don't have that on your screen, Florinda?
I will go walk over and see her in a little bit.
Okay, yeah, she says she's missing that. So
Okay. So we will take a look at Help Me Write to see why she doesn't have it in there. Include original schedule meet time. Okay, the other thing I can do is let's say I replied to Bill. Um, so help me write. Um, thank you to Bill. Okay. So let's see what it writes. Give me a second. Okay, thank you. Ba, ba, ba. Looks good. Okay, I'm gonna submit it. So this is what I have right here. Now, right underneath Bob, I can come down. We went through these and I'll remove this one. I don't know why it's not working at the moment. But the three dots we talked about templates.
yeah.
Okay. You can go down to here and you can add a book an appointment because if you set up your booking calendar, propose a time you're free or create an event. So if I do, I don't want to create a book an appointment, it drops this in here. So
Let's
now
try.
Bill can actually click that to book a 15-minute appointment with me. That's pretty cool. Really quick way to just
That's
say, hey, book an
really
appointment.
cool.
Okay, the other option is if you go to here, propose a time you're free, and you're like, I am going to look at 30 minutes, but at 12. See how it put it in there? I selected the time frame for today, and I select where I want it. So I wanted it at 11:30, and it put it down here. Then I go next. And then it says, okay, so let's meet 10:30 to 12. And I could decide how we're going to meet, phone call, and add to email. It added that. Now let me know if you guys have questions. I'm going to go back through it again. I'm going to get rid of this. get rid of this. So let's say you're writing an email back to a customer says, you know what, I need them to figure out when they might be free, they want to talk. Okay, or you want to let them know. So you go back to here, set a time. You're going to propose a time you're free. You could tell them to, hey, book a 15-minute, and they can just click, pick your booking calendar. But I want to propose a time. First, if you notice here, it says, I'm going to use the up arrow and down arrow just to make it bigger so you can see it. Let's meet. Let's let's talk. I want it for about 30 minutes. Add a date. Let's say tomorrow between a specific time. The reason it's doing this because I pulled it up. If I went down, I can just go here. You know what? Let's make this for Friday at 9 o'clock. And if you notice, it'll set the date here for Friday at 9 o'clock based on me doing it this way. So it depends on how you do it. Once you've done that, then you can hit next. Okay, we are going to, it's going to be a phone call. I can add the description. Selling your home. Let's talk 30 minutes, that time frame, and add it to the email.
That's cool.
And now you've added a very professional calendar appointment to your calendar, but you're still inside your Gmail account, which is a new feature that they included when they added this. It's actually really cool. It's like, wow, I can create templates. I could, of course, spell check, but now I can propose, or I can even create an event to says, okay, what's the event, and add whoever I want to add. And it's going to be event here, join on Meet, location, time. It's basically like a Google Calendar, but I like the option where you can propose a schedule, or you just insert book an appointment. Something simple, 2 clicks, but that could be in your template email that you create going out to potential sellers. You just have that, and now this, let's say it's called book an appointment. I'm going to come here to templates, to save draft as a new template. Save. So now if I write a new email, get rid of and go right at the beginning, right there, I am going to go to here, to templates, book an appointment, and see all that information's there. So now I have whatever I want to write to the customer. I have my proposed time schedule, or you know what, you're like, I don't want that one. This is the one you wanted. You would have saved this one. So every time you send an email to a potential customer about potentially selling the home, you include a book an appointment button right below so the customer can schedule an appointment with you. And then, of course, once they schedule it, it'll show up on your Google Calendar. Okay. So, any other questions out there, Mitz?
I really, really like that
The
option.
template, and if you
Yeah.
just add, if you did not the propose, but just add this right here,
Yes. Yeah.
that is right there. They, if especially if you're going after sellers, notice the default. They can just schedule a 15-minute and you can in-person meeting, book it. Like,
Anything that helps me remember what part of the calendar it's on, I'm for. I did not know that all those things could be on one screen because the reason why I have a Mac and I like it so much is that you can go to the different desktops, but you can see it all on one screen, which is very helpful. Um,
yeah, the cool thing on this one is because you got all your chats in here if you're using them.
yeah,
You got your calendar, you got your keep where you're going to keep all your notes. You have all your tasks that you're going to be creating and things that I got to do. I can find all my contacts right here. I got my email right here. I mean, everything that you technically want to do is all right here. If you learn how to manage it, it just makes you a little bit more efficient.
yeah.
And you know what? If I was selling real estate, I'd be creating templates and adding the schedule a call button in every template and let it send it out. But what if somebody schedules a 15-minute consultation with you?
Does it like once they schedule it, do you receive an email like you do like in the Google Calendar?
Yeah, so
Oh, that's
if this
perfect.
if I went here and book on a calendar,
Uh-huh.
no, that one's not there. But yes, it'll show up on your,
Like it'll be a request, right? Yeah.
it'll show up on
Okay.
a request, yes.
That's cool. I'll be
Yes.
honest with you, Bob. I didn't know what that was for, the keep and everything. I used the Apple one, but if you can do it all within the same frame, it makes more sense to use it because then you don't
Well,
have to
it
start
makes
over.
sense it makes sense to do it here because that's part of all your notes,
Yeah.
plus your tasks, plus your contacts, plus your calendar, and then all your emails all in
And
one.
they have an app for the Apple, for the iPhone and the Android if you want to look at your notes specifically on another device. I mean, that's
Yeah,
so cool.
Keeps, there is an app called Keeps.
Yeah. That's
Or you
awesome.
can look at the web version. And where the web version, if hey, you know what, I got a bunch of notes. Just hit this little open up in a new tab and then start adding all your notes in here. And look, they're all in here. You can organize them by category if you want. That's the one we just did.
Hmm.
If you don't like it, you could check it off or you can just, pin it if you want because you need to save it. Um,
I'm gonna try that.
yep,
Yeah, I like the new tasks too. The instead of just having them on top, you can actually set them and insert them in different times also.
yep.
So that's cool.
And then of course you decide if you're here or away or not
Hmm.
here, Google Biz location.
No,
Okay,
that's really
so
cool.
any other question, Mitch?
I don't see, let's see. I have several emails this morning. I noticed that when I try to open one, another account opens. How do I unmix these email accounts?
What?
Mary Jane Calypso.
I can't see her chat.
Um,
Um, let me see.
maybe the
Let me
emails are
stop.
forwarded
Let me stop
possibly.
sharing. The,
Want her to come off mute, unmute maybe, or
no, I just my Zoom button is disappeared, so I can't see where the chat window. Oh, there you are. Oh, now I can see. It's over here. I have several email addresses. This morning I noticed that when I try to open one, another opens. How do I unmix these emails? Well, they shouldn't all open if you're logged into a particular Gmail. That's the only one that should be opening and not a secondary one, unless somehow you set one of your emails to forward to your other email account so you can see them all in one spot. So if that's the case, then you need to undo forwarding
or
from your
maybe
email
she's
accounts to
using.
another one. That's the only way it's going to happen.
Yeah, it could be
There's
that
no
she's.
way you're going to get several emails in one inbox.
It could be that she's using Outlook, and then all of them are mashed into
No, she's in
one
Gmail.
Outlook.
I
Oh,
think she has one
okay,
of her emails forwarded.
gotcha.
Okay. And I don't forward the account. I do not use Outlook. We'll have to take a look at it when you're in the office, Mary Jane. Okay, well, that is it. So if there's no other questions, we will see you guys on Thursday. We're going to go back and doing a Moxie Present 101. We modified the template for you guys, and we're going to modify it a little bit more to where it just streamlined to 6 pages. You just put in the property information and you just start sending this out. It's super important that you start sending information to potential customers that might be looking to sell by sending a Moxie Present. But when you get a chance, I need all of you guys that are on the call to start going through your MoxiEngage and cleaning up your database. Make sure that you have your email addresses for every customer, the phone numbers, because MoxieWorks Rise is coming. It's going to migrate to a new platform, which is going to have some cool things to it. But the only way it's going to work seamless is if your current Engage database is cleaned up. We don't know when we're going to get it. It's rolling out in 90 days. We could be next week or we could be 6 weeks from now. Have no idea. But as soon as I get more information, I'll let you know. But please, when you get a chance, and it's a good time that if you're cleaning up your database, you could prospect going into the holiday season. So if there's nothing else, we'll see you guys on Friday at 9 a.m. And you guys have an amazing week. If you need anything, just reach out to Mitch or myself. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Bob.
You're welcome, guys.